I now recognize Chairman Hardy for his opening statement.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Chairman Coffin, for working with us on this important issue. In 2007, then Senator Obama said, "We should do everything we can to ensure the American public can easily access and track how the federal government does its business, because we can't reduce waste, fraud, and abuse without knowing how, where, and why the federal money is flowing out of the door." I only wish the Department of Veterans Affairs and other agencies assembled here today had taken those words to heart. Instead, we have a story of fraud, waste, and abuse, and the victims of our nation's veterans and small businesses allow me to give 3 examples. First, the allegations here today include $6 to $10 billion in VA spending be hidden from public violation of the Federal Funding Accountability and Transparency Act of 2006, the law the President himself introduced and championed through Congress. Second, as a candidate for President, Senator Obama promised to end the diversion of federal small business contracts. However, the allegations are the VA had ignored provisions from Small Business Act to reserve all awards under $150,000 for small businesses. Instead, spent that money without even allowing the businesses to compete. Third, I read that the government credit cards were abused and the transactions were sloppily hand-jammed, the transactions into the FPDS, attempting to obtain small business credit without regard of whether the purchases had been made from large or small businesses, and without regard for the year of obligation. The contracts we are discussing are for things like medical prosthetics, medical care. If the VA had followed the law, small business, including many veteran and service disabled veterans-owned small businesses, would have had an opportunity to compete and provide goods and services our veterans so desperately need. That competition would have saved money, which means more services could have been provided for more veterans. Instead, the VA simply ignored the law. Today, the committees look to investigate how deep the problem runs at the VA and whether it could be similar fraud by other agencies. I expect to hear Small Business Administration and General Services Administration that the Office of Management and Business are doing to make sure that the agency cannot ignore the laws without consequences. And I see that given that the OMB didn't even send a witness today for the hearing, I suspect that I'm not going to hear the answers that I like. Finally, the committee needs to know that the VA employees receive bonuses based on inflated small business numbers. Our veterans and our small businesses demand answers. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.